咱们接着录这个《冰与火之歌》。She thought of him again the next morning. The lack of sleep made her yawn. Weasel, whispered. Next time I see that mouth drop open, I will pull up your tongue and feed it to my bitch. He twisted her ear between his fingers to make certain she had heard, and told her to get back to those steps. He wanted them clean down to the third landing by nightfall. As she worked, Arya thought about the people she wanted dead. She pretended she could see their faces on the steps and scrubbed harder to wipe them away. The Starks were at war with the Lannisters, and she was a Stark, so she should kill as many Lannisters as she could. That was what she did in wars. But she didn't think she should trust Jaqen. I should kill them myself. Whenever her father had condemned a man to death, he did the deed himself with ice, his great sword. If you would take a man's life, you owe it to him to look him in the face and hear his last words. She had heard him tell Robb and Jon once. The next day she avoided Jaqen H'ghar, and the day after that. It was not hard. She was very small, and Harrenhal was very large, full of places where a mouse could hide. And then Sir Gregor returned, earlier than expected, driving a herd of goats this time in place of a herd of prisoners. She heard she had lost 4 men in one of Lord Barrick's night raids. But those Arya hated returned unscathed and took up residence on the 2nd floor of the waiting tower. We saw that they were well supplied with drink. They always have a good thirst, that lot, she grumbled. Weasel, go up and ask they've got any clothes that need mending. I will have the women see to it. Arya ran up her well-scrubbed steps. No one paid her any mind when she entered. Chiswick was seated by the fire with a horn of ale to hand, telling one of his funny stories. She did not interrupt, unless she wanted a bloody lip. After the hand's tourney, it were before the war come, Chiswick was saying. We were on our way back west. 7 of us with Sir Gregor. Ralph was with me, and young Joe Stillwood. She had squared for Sir in the list. Well, we come on this Pisswater River, running high on account they had been rains. No way to ford, but there is an alehouse near, so there we repair. Sir Ras, the brewer, and tells him to keep our horns full till the waters fall, and you should see the man's pig eyes shine at the sight of our silver. So she's fetching us ale, him and his daughter, and poor thin stuff it is, no more than brown piss, which don't make me any happier, nor Sir neither. And all the time, this brewer's saying how glad he is to have us. Custom being slow on account of them rains. The fool won't shut his yap, not him. Though Sir is saying not a word, just brooding on the nights and bugger's trick he played. You can see how tight his mouth sits. So me and the other lads, we know better not to say a squeak to him. But this brewer, he's got to talk. He even asks how my lord fared in the jousting. Sir just gave him this look. Chiswick cackled, quaffed his ale, and wiped the foam away with the back of his hand. Meanwhile, this daughter of his has been fetching and pouring, a fat little thing, 18 also. 13, more like, Rob the Splitting drawled. The girl was done fighting by the time I had her. Maybe she had decided she liked it after all. Though, to tell the truth, I wouldn't have minded a little wiggling. And now, here is the best bit. When it's all done, Sir tells the old man that he wants his change. The girl wasn't worth a silver, he says. And damned if the old man didn't fetch a fistful of coppers, beg my lord's pardon, and thank him for the custom. The men all roared, none louder than Chiswick himself, who laughed so hard at his own story that snot dribbled from his nose down into his scraggy grey beard. Arya stood in the shadows of the stairwell and watched him. She crept back down to the cellars without saying a word. When Whis found that she hadn't asked about the clothes, she yanked down her breeches and canned her until blood ran down her thighs. But Arya closed her eyes and thought of all the sayings Cyril had taught her, so she scarcely felt it. 2 nights later, he sent her to the barracks hall to serve at table. She was carrying a flagon of wine and pouring when she glimpsed Jaqen at his stretcher across the aisles. Chewing her lip, Arya glanced around warily to make certain Whis was not in sight. Fear cuts deeper than swords, she told herself. She took a step, and another, and with each she felt less a mouse. She worked her way down the bench, filling wine cups. George sat to Jaqen's right, deep drunk, and he took no note of her. Arya leaned close and whispered, Chiswick, right in Jaqen's ear. The Dorothy gave no sign that he had heard. When her flagon was empty, Arya hurried down to the cellars to refill it from the cask and quickly returned to her boring. No one had died of thirst while she was gone, nor even noted her brief absence. Nothing happened the next day, nor the day after, but on the 3rd day, Arya went to the kitchens with Whis fetching her dinner. One of the mountain's men fell off a wall last night and broke his full neck. She heard Whis tell a cook. Drunk? The woman asked. No more than Euro. Some are saying it was Harren's ghost flung him down. He snorted to show what he thought of such notions. It wasn't Harren, Arya wanted to say. It was me. She had killed Chiswick with a whisper, and she would kill 2 more before she was through. I am the ghost in Harrenhal, she thought. And that night, there was one less name to hate. 好，这一节就完了。